Oh yeah, oh yeah. Me make a tracker. I'm making a tracker for random things that I need to do, because I need to remember to tie my shoes. Although I will have to make the bed in here because, I only started making the bed this year, 32 years old, and I don't know. So you don't necessarily need to have a clean bed, a made bed. But I'm finding it's making me feel good, so I'm going to keep doing that. It's so funny how some people, let me be honest about this. A lot of times we see ourselves differently than we are, because what I want to be, sometimes I find myself lying about being that. And it reminds me a lot about Myers Briggs personality types. So a lot of times people try to type themselves and they get it wrong, and it's because when you look at all the underlying functions that people have, you might be, for instance, an ENFP or an INFP, and you'll have a function stack. Let's say an ENFP, extroverted intuition, introverted feeling, extroverted thinking, and introverted sensing. So this is a function stack that you don't know necessarily unless you study it a little bit, that this is what people have. So when you're learning about these functions, you learn what each one means and what a representation, a physical manifestation of that exposes that how strong somebody's, let's say, SI is. And whatever that might be, I'm not an expert in it. You might feel like, wow, that totally is me. I totally do that. But when you really think about it, sometimes we make a big deal about the things that we're not the best at, but we did. And we're really proud of that. Like, let's say, getting through a book or organizing a cabinet. These things might be just second nature to certain people. But if I actually have the attention and get through something in a certain amount of time, or actually organize a pantry or something, I make a big deal out of that. Like, I don't even know that I'm making a big deal out of it, but I'm very proud of it, let's say. It's out of the ordinary, and so there's pride that comes with it. So the fact that there's pride that I have about that thing means that it's not my default way of being, you know what I'm saying? Because the things that I am already just doing, they don't seem like a big deal to me. So this is all just to say that sometimes I think, oh, I'm really organized or something, or I'm a certain way. But I realize that's what I say to people. And I actually don't think that I am that way. Like, I have a group online, a Slack community that I'm a part of. And I tell them, like, oh yeah, I totally do this all the time. I show them a picture of something that I'm working on. And I'm like, this is my journal entry for blah, blah, blah. This is the kind of way I like to do it. Lies. It's like I did it once or twice, and I was so proud that it looked so like a thing that was good to do, and people would be like, good job, you did a good job. So I showed it to people and said, I like to be like this. And if I was naturally like that, I probably wouldn't be showcasing it. I mean, unless it's on YouTube or something, people who do bullet journals, they're really into it, and they showcase it. Maybe just because they have such a passion for it. But be aware that sometimes what we think we're good at, we're not so good at. And so I don't think there's any shame in writing crazy things down in a habit tracker. Because some people, for me, flossing is second nature, because I made a habit of that years ago when I got pissed off that my dental hygienist was like, always talking to me about it. So I was like, next time I see her, I'm not going to have missed one day. I am going to shove this in her face. She's going to see how clean my teeth are. So that's now second nature to me. I don't make a big deal out about it. I don't go, oh, I've flossed my teeth and it felt so good, whatever. It's kind of a stupid example. But it's like the bed baking. Like, I'll talk about, I made my bed. I made my bed for the past month. And other people are like, I do that every day of my life. But it's so out of the ordinary for me that it's a big deal. I don't know where I'm going with this talk, but I hope it kind of makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to go back to making my habit tracker here. It's not very neat, but you know what? If I was to say that I'm neat, I'd be lying. It's not that I don't want to be neat. It's that in this moment, I must be honest. I'm not neat. It's going to be real. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. As Forrest Gump said, that's all I had to say about that.